My name's Alan Robertson with AirlineTV.net, and here we are at the 2009 Abbotsford International Air Show. And with me I have Chris Hadfield, a Canadian military pilot and astronaut, and we have behind us a fully restored and operational F-86. Can you tell us something, please, about this wonderful aircraft we have behind us?
Well, it's been 100 years since the very first airplane flew in Canada, and it's been 50 years since they celebrated that with the Golden Hawks. F-86s flying in the late 50s, 50 years ago now, and we thought, what a great way to celebrate 100 years of aviation, get one of those F-86s, the Canadian Sabres, restored as a Golden Hawk, and to fly it at air shows across the country. And through Vintage Wings, the company that organized that, and their sponsors and the military, we have a working ejection seat in it out of a Tudor, and we have a fully functional F-86, and there are 5 of us, all ex-military pilots like myself, that are flying the F-86 at over 40 air shows across the country this summer, including the Abbotsford Air Show, to help show folks the history of where Canadian aviation came from, some of the stuff like the heritage flight with the F-18 now, and some of the things of the future like Canadians that are living on board the space station and flying on board the space shuttle. So it's trying to tie all that history together through the wings of the F-86.
This particular aircraft is allegedly a very easy to fly and a joy to fly. Why is that?
I'm a test pilot by profession, and what you really look for in a good airplane are handling qualities. We categorize them as handling qualities. We rate them that way. And you're trying to make the airplane an unconscious extension of your own hands and feet. So you don't have to think, you don't have to compensate. If you just think up, the airplane goes up. If you think right, the airplane rolls right. If they've done the handling qualities properly, if they've built the aircraft right, it just becomes almost a physical extension of yourself. And this airplane does that. It's one of the very early jets, but they got it right. They learned a lot through the war. They learned a lot through early jet design. And when they got to this one, which is a Mark V, but with a big engine and a Mark VI wing, boy, they really got the handling qualities where they should be. The F-86 just flies beautifully. It's almost like putting on your gym shoes and going for a fast run. It just feels exactly like it should when you put an airplane on.
In terms of the restoration project, were you involved in that?
The fellow who dreamed it up works with Vintage Wings just north of Ottawa there. His name's Tim Leslie. And when Tim was first thinking a few years ago, this would be a great way to celebrate the centennial of aviation, he called me and a few other guys saying, hey, if we get this going, would you be interested? And so years ago, Tim had broached the idea, and I'd said, yes, absolutely, I'd love to fly the airplane. I'd like to be involved with it. We shouldn't let the 100 years of aviation go by without really celebrating it and showing folks coast to coast. So I've been a part of a great big team. We've just had some of the best in the business in the military and working for Vintage Wings that have done the physical restoration, that have worked the permissions, working through Transport Canada, everybody. A lot of supporters, a lot of real good sober second looks, and we've really come up with an excellent flying, safely certified, and extremely capable airplane to celebrate the 50 years since the last time the Hawks flew and 100 years of aviation.
Which aircraft do you enjoy better, the F-18 or the F-86?
Flying the F-18 is just to have almost an uncanny amount of power to do things that you just shouldn't be able to do. But flying the F-86 is like you just grew your own set of wings. If I'm just going to up in an airplane and go for a flight, there's nothing better than the F-86 Sabre Hawke 1. It's just a beautiful design and a lovely machine to have the privilege of flying in. I wouldn't turn down a ride in a Hornet either.
Yeah, excellent. Well, we really appreciate your time, and we're so looking forward to seeing this in the air today. And thank you.
My pleasure. Nice to talk with
Thank
you,
you.
and I look forward to flying it every time.
Many thanks.